Hi guys, so just wanted to do a quick debrief on the map of Rottnest Hotel. So I just want to draw your attention to first the blue line which runs around the outside of the venue. So that's actually their licensed area, so that's where they're actually licensed to serve and have people with alcohol. There's a red line which you'll see which floats around the front entrance, and also around here, which is around the actual staged area and around the beach area. Now that particular area is the extended trading permit which Rottnest Hotel have been able to obtain. That's only going to be operational from the start of when we start, so gates open at 11:30 through till 8 o'clock. So we'll end up at some stage asking people to move politely back to the licensed area, so that blue lined area. But we'll be waiting on the manager's call to the venue manager's call to make before we commence that. So Jacob will be running the front door or the front entrance over here. This will be the main entrance where most people will come in into the venue. We'll have Alpha, which will be pre-ash, which is essentially the main bar and the undercovered veranda area. Bravo will be run by Darren Shaper and his team in there. That's essentially the island bar and the garden area at the front here. We have Charlie, which is where the main stage will be, and also essentially where a lot of the people will be congregating to listen to a lot of the music, so the beached area. Then we have Delta, which is where Peter Hu is going to be located, and obviously we have the marquee here and the accommodation facilities area, and then the red dots further out here, which is the green room and back a stage, will be run by Nick Panos and his team to take care of the artists and the escorts and everything else like that to the stage. The main areas for most people to focus on will be all these little green dots around the area. So there's one there, there's one there, one here, one here. They're all the emergency exits. So make sure you get a critical eye on this particular map before you get to site. Once you're located in one of these particular zones, you'll be introduced to your supervisor. He'll allocate your position, and then you'll be rotating internally within whatever that group is, as conducted by the supervisor on the day. We just need to point out that obviously having a staggered start, these supervisors probably won't be in position until roughly around 2 o'clock. That's when all 38 security personnel will be on site, and that's when full-blown operations will take place. Until that time, it will be myself putting people into positions until the supervisors are clearly aligned and on site at roughly around the 2 o'clock mark, and then they'll take over from there, and they'll be managing all the rotations, breaks, and all those bits and pieces. So just critical when you're allocated to your area, you're made aware of obviously what your call sign is. So your area will be the Delta area or the Alpha area or the Bravo or Charlie area or front entrance, and the supervisor in that particular area will be Delta 1, Alpha 1, Bravo 1, Charlie 1, with myself being Mike 1 as the security manager for the day, and then we have Nick Panos being Zulu 1. So make sure the call signs for those particular individuals are clear, and also when you're identifying a position, it may be I'm in marquee in the Delta area. So just be clear on the communications, guys. It really helps out on the day, making sure that people are going to the right areas, and obviously we don't have a bunch of people making their ways to the wrong locations and not being able to deal with issues early enough. And I think it's the one thing I just really want to make clear is when we're dealing with issues, if there is an emergency and it does require some immediate attention, that we're just not running through the venues, causing or creating more of a scene than we need to, a swift walk is more than adequate to make sure that we get there in a timely fashion, but we don't obviously draw attention to ourselves as well. All right, guys. As I said before, look forward to seeing you. Hope these little maps and also the communications helps for the day. But as I said, we'll be getting into operations pretty quickly as soon as you arrive. So if you do have any questions, just make sure you hit me up nice and early, and we'll make sure you've got all the guidance and instruction that you need for the day. All right. Look forward to seeing you there. Take care. Bye.